was March 2024. All I can think about is basketball. The one goal that I had in mind for the past few months is that I wanted to make it to my high school's basketball team. I was locked in on that goal. Honestly, this was the one and only priority that I had at that time. All I could think about was just basketball, basketball, basketball. That was my one and only goal. And after some time, I finally got the info from my PE teacher that, guess what? You're going on the tournament. You made it to the team. And trust me, in that moment, the amount of excitement that just flew through my body, it's indescribable, right? Because I was held in uncertainty for so long. I didn't know whether if I'm gonna make it or not, right? And sure, I made it at the very back of the bench, right? Because this was my first ever tournament. But I was still so excited. I genuinely cannot put into words the amount of vigor that I had in that moment. So for the next few weeks, I kept practicing and practicing and practicing, truly trying to make sure that I don't mess up my debut, right? Because if I screw up my debut, all of it is screwed up. But what do you think happened when the judgment day came around? When it was finally time to prove people wrong that I can actually play the game, I messed up everything. All of these people, I had so many people who said that, oh, you're not going to make it on team. You're better off just like quit completely, right? All of these people didn't make it, but I did. The guy who they thought had zero chance of making it, right? So I had a lot to prove. But when it was time to actually play, when it was the first day of the tournament, when we played the first game, no, it wasn't actually the first game. I think it was the last. That's irrelevant, right? But they finally let me in after begging them to just give me a few minutes of playtime, right? To finally just let me prove to these people that they wrong. Things went completely south. So they let me in, they passed me the ball. It's my first ever play, right? I'm supposed to dribble to the other side of the court and, maybe pass the ball to somebody or shoot it, whatever. Before I even made it past the half court, there was a skinny guy guarding me, right? And suddenly out of nowhere, I wasn't even expecting it, he steals the ball away from me. And in that moment, I'm in a rush of panic, right? I don't know what the fuck's going on, right? This was so unexpected. Now this guy, suddenly out of nowhere, he bursts into me. He takes the ball away from me. And this guy, I swear to gosh, he wasn't bigger than me at all. Sure, I have a little bit of muscle, but I'm not the biggest. He was my height, but he was way skinnier. And he was still posting me up, right? So pushing me with his back, pushing me so that he can score the basket. And once he did, I started to look around and everybody was staring at me. This was the first ever possession that I got in that game. The first time they hand me the ball and shit like this happens. It was humiliating. Everybody was there watching me. The guys who don't like me were laughing their asses off, right? My teammates were also kind of giggling, right? The coach, there was disappointment. Right, he was disappointed, right? And everybody was at that game. Everybody, the girl who I just stopped talking to, right? All of the friends, all the not friends, whatever. Everybody was there. And I just humiliated myself in front of everybody. But what do you think happens next? Because this is also quite relevant. They passed me the ball again because, I'm the point guard. Somebody has to dribble the ball. They passed me the ball. And as I made it to the other side of the court, I passed the ball to some of my friends. They scored a basket. The buzzer beater goes. It's over of the game. It's the end. It's over. They let me in on the fourth quarter of a game that we were already winning. Just so they had zero risk of me fucking some shit up, right? And now, looking at it from today's perspective, they had the total right to do that, right? But I felt offended. So when I messed up my debut game, I just felt so much embarrassment, right? Everybody who knew me from the basketball court, they were making fun of me for that, right? And it haunted me. It genuinely haunted me and it killed my motivation for the sport. A few days after that, we had another elimination game or whatever that we ended up losing, right? But since that first game, even though I did way better in the next few games, I just felt sluggish. I felt like almost disgusted by the sport, right? I didn't even want to touch it, not even like look at it, right? And I genuinely considered quitting completely, right? It just stopped bringing me the same fun that it used to back then. Since that event, since that one time where I got humiliated. And it wasn't like an advanced play or anything. He didn't break my ankles. He didn't do anything like that. He just like pushed me and scored a basket. It was just the way I felt in that moment. Like this feeling that I got, it was almost like a virus. It virused my passion for basketball completely. It was poisoned. And whenever I would play, it just didn't feel right. And it took me some time to truly get back my motivation for the game, right? What do you think would have happened if I just quit? If I gave up completely, right? If I gave up on one of the few things that I actually liked doing. You know, at that time, those were the beginnings of my YouTube channel. So if you go down, right, I'm not telling you to do anything, right? But if you were to go down on my YouTube channel, you will see the first few videos back then when I was just talking purely about basketball. I actually made videos, and I remember in one of the thumbnails, I was literally holding the the shirt that I got it, right? That dream was pretty much dead. I remember I was hyping myself up. I kept mentioning it in every single video. Today's the day, guys. Today's the day. And when the judgment day finally came around, it was over. It was the end. But if that was the end of everything, it was the end for my passion, but it wasn't end for basketball. I used to think that it was the end of my passion, right? But because I kept going, because I moved on from that event, I was able to get back my love for basketball. And you know why I'm making this video? Because in just a week or two, it's the exact same tournament. It's the exact same tournament, right? And all of these emotions are coming back, right? In the next few videos, you're gonna see, at least I hope, they're gonna see a new shirt hanging there for the next 2 weeks or so. This will be my new shirt for my team, right? And I'm genuinely so excited, but let's get back to the topic. Because you do not realize just how far you can get if you were to just keep going. You know why most of the people that you look up to are so great, are so excelled and achieved? It's because they have failed more times than you have even tried. That's the issue. If I were to tell you like my record in basketball, if I were to tell you how many tournament games I've lost and I won, brother, even in the games where I won, I played shit like 90% of the time. Usually I was playing terrible, right? But that's not what everybody talks about. What most people talk about is the highlights, right? They don't want to show themselves from like the lowest point. People only want to focus at the top of the world, right? That's why when most people talk, they make it seem as if they never went through these dark times, right? If they never had to go through this period of getting fucked up every time they play, or whatever you're into. But trust me, you're gonna lose way more than you're actually going to win. But that's what makes winning winning. That's what truly makes it worth it. Because if everybody could have had it, it would have lost its value. That's why I don't like when people get this fucking participation trophy, right? It's meaningless. What truly matters is that you keep doing that thing regardless of how your mind feels like. Because in the moment, you could feel terrible. You could feel terrible, right? Let's say you want to put on muscle in the gym. Maybe you just don't feel like working out. Your body's feeling great. You know that you don't have an injury or anything. It's just that you don't feel like working out. So, would you just give up completely? Or would you actually do what's right? Fucking hell, somebody's calling me. I gotta open up the door, guys. I'll be right back. Oh, okay. Now I'm really mad because somebody called the wrong department. I thought it was my mom coming back from work, but yeah, let's get back to the topic. What else is there to say? Honestly, I genuinely believe that you get the message. Regardless how you feel, just keep doing. Trust me, it's just a matter of a few years, months, maybe even days. And your life could literally flip 180. It could flip upside down. It's just a matter of how much do you want it. Because if you want that thing enough, you'll push relentlessly all the way until you get it. Trust me, I just like to think that the world is testing me, whether if I'm actually ready to get the thing that I want. Because if you want it enough, you're going to have to go out of your way to actually get that thing, right? They're not gonna just hand it over to you. If you really want it, work for it. Don't expect shit to just happen. Therefore, I like to believe that when you're actually working on your goals and you are set, you're actually getting closer to them, you're being consistent. It's only a matter of when, not if. Hope this video helped you out. I'm really pissed by this cut because I had to open the door a bit. I hope you don't mind, right? So if you want to talk to me directly whilst hanging around a community that actually understands your struggles and experiences, please join my Discord server. I can pretty much guarantee you that you won't find a community like us literally anywhere else. We're a one-time thing. Like, I don't even know what words to use. I'm waving my hands around like a, you know, these inflated, I don't know what they're called, but like balloons. Like they're usually at fucking car stations where they're like, oh. That's kind of how I feel like my hand gestures sometimes. They're just random all over the place. But I only do this on camera. I don't do this in person. I just do this when I'm recording. I don't know. It helps me visualize stuff, but yeah, whatever. As we always do, for those who don't know, you have to comment the word cat if you made it all the way here. I mean, come on. Look at this. Look at this loaf. It's not really a loaf because it's a sideways loaf. But yeah, comment the word cat if you made it all the way here. It will genuinely mean a lot. But yeah, if you're all the way here, this part of the video, and you still want more, you should totally check these out. It's really worth it. You should also click the subscribe button whilst you're here because, like, why not? And hopefully, I'll see you in the next video. So keep working, brother, and take care.